Conservative activist Charlie Kirk fatally shot at Utah College event. A shocking act of violence unfolded on Wednesday at Utah Valley University when Charlie Kirk, the 31-year-old conservative activist and co-founder of Turning Point USA, was shot and killed during a live campus event. The attack has reignited urgent conversations about political violence in America and left both supporters and critics stunned. Kirk had been speaking beneath a large white tent marked with the slogans, "The American Comeback," and "Prove Me Wrong." The event was part of his effort to spark political debates among students, a format that had drawn both enthusiastic supporters and vocal opponents in the past. During the Q&A session, an audience member pressed Kirk with a pointed question about mass shootings in America. Kirk, known for his sharp and often controversial responses, was mid-reply when a sudden gunshot shattered the crowd's attention. According to witnesses, the bullet struck Kirk in the neck. Cell phone video, verified by reporters, shows him clutching his throat as blood poured out, while shocked students screamed and scattered in panic. The chaotic footage quickly spread online, sending the story viral within minutes. The Sorensen Center courtyard, once the site of Kirk's fiery debates, turned into a crime scene as law enforcement rushed in. Local officials confirmed that Kirk was hit by a sniper-style shot fired from a distance. Emergency responders attempted to save him, but he was pronounced dead shortly after. Investigators have not yet arrested a suspect. Early confusion about whether someone had been detained fueled speculation, but police clarified that an individual briefly taken into custody was not connected to the shooting. Federal agencies, including the FBI and ATF, are now involved in what Utah Governor Spencer Cox has called a political assassination. The news reverberated across the political landscape. President Donald Trump, a close ally of Kirk, mourned the loss on his Truth Social platform, calling him great and even legendary, and praising him as someone who understood America's youth better than anyone else. Leaders from both major parties expressed shock, condemning the attack and warning of the rising tide of political violence in the United States. Charlie Kirk's influence on conservative politics was undeniable. At just 18 years old, he founded Turning Point USA, a student movement that grew into one of the most powerful conservative youth organizations in the country. Over the years, he became a leading voice in the MAGA movement, frequently appearing on national media, hosting his own talk show, and amassing a loyal following among young conservatives who saw him as a symbol of resistance to progressive politics. His approach was often polarizing, but his ability to galvanize students and grassroots activists was unmatched. The shooting has now become more than just a personal tragedy. It has raised questions about the safety of political figures in an increasingly divided nation. Universities, once celebrated as spaces for open debate, are being scrutinized for security lapses. Political observers warn that the attack could mark a dangerous new chapter in America's already volatile political climate. For Kirk's supporters, the loss is not only personal, but also ideological. Many are asking how the movement he helped build will move forward without his leadership. For his critics, the event serves as a grim reminder of how toxic and violent political discourse has become. As the investigation unfolds, the nation watches closely, awaiting answers about who carried out the shooting and why. In the meantime, Charlie Kirk's sudden death leaves behind a legacy of passionate activism, fierce debate, and a youth movement now grappling with its future.